I came across this little critter on a Busuanga walk. Busuanga is one of the 7,600 or so islands in the Philippines. It's situated about 250 miles southwest from Manila, and at 340 square miles, it's the 15th largest island in the Philippines. Busuanga is one of the world's less known paradise island destinations. We'd intended chilling out in a low-cost resort on Busuanga for a few days, but ended up instead spending 3 lovely days in the island's top hotel, called the Busuanga Bay Lodge, and then 3 days each in 2 other lovely places which you'll see shortly. The lodge was superb. We were upgraded to a deluxe casitas, which was a nice start. The public areas are spacious and provide gorgeous views, and as you can see, the infinity pool was wonderful. Apart from the wonderful pool and the excellent food, there are several activities you can do. We decided on some non-motorized water sports, and when we appeared in the foyer wearing our kayak gear, the girl at the desk said to us, "I'll radio the boatman and he'll be ready for you, sir." And there he was at the water's edge by the time we'd walked down the steps. We tried paddleboarding, but then switched to a kayak, which felt much more stable. We kayaked up the bay and investigated the mangrove and some local smaller bays, but we were in for a shock when we paddled round one of the headlands. It was an old plane wreck. Someone called Gunter, who owns a large private house farther up the coast, had moved it there some time back. It was like something out of Apocalypse Now. The excursions offered by the lodge are relatively expensive, so the next day we got them to drive us half an hour up the road to a place called Concepcion, where at Ann and Mike's guest house we arranged a day trip on a local outrigger boat for some island hopping. This part of Busuanga is much less developed than Coron town further south. There's no bustle, and I think we were the only tourists. There was a short delay as a manifest was made out for our day's sailings, and a Coast Guard photographed us setting off, firstly to the Luzon gunboat wreck site. This wreck was a Japanese supply ship that was sunk during World War II by an American air attack. It's only a few feet under the surface, so it's perfect for snorkeling, and there were plenty of fish in the area. Then it was on to Luzon Coral Garden, where we eventually saw Nemo. And finally Pass Island, where we ate our packed lunch and did some more snorkeling in lovely warm water. There's virtually no public transport, so we arranged with two locals to ferry us back to the lodge on their motorbikes. We didn't want to leave the lodge, but there were more places to explore on Busuanga Island. We were driven about 40 miles north to La Estancia Busuanga, a boutique hotel towards the north of the island. La Estancia is in another lovely remote setting. The next day we went on a kayak adventure through the mangrove. And then to a completely deserted private beach owned by the hotel. Seems like there's nobody else on our deserted beach today. We got guided over here through the mangrove by someone from the hotel. These are fishermen out there from Coron, and directly facing you is Black Island, where you can go for swimming and snorkeling. Imagine being the only people on such a lovely beach with warm water to paddle in. The next day we went on another adventure to swim with a dugong. This involved a drive further north and then an hour or more in a boat out to Dugong Point, round the north coast of Calawit Island, where Marcus Sr. developed a safari park years ago. Our captain was a young chap called Gavin, and he quickly spotted the dugong surfacing, but we had to wait for the official guide to paddle out to us on his flimsy polystyrene kayak to show us the rules and to get the local payment of about $20 US. We swam with the dugong for some time, but I found it difficult to work a phone camera, snorkel and stay afloat at the same time, and my film of the dugong was very poor. It was a privilege though, and a wonderful experience, as dugongs are very rare. There's not much traffic in the north of Busuanga, and the roads can even get overgrown. Back at the hotel, we enjoyed the sunset and a barbecue in the fire pit. The third place we stayed at was called the Riverhouse, a really nice small boutique residence on the east coast of Busuanga, situated above and with nice views of the Decalacho River. It was another opportunity for an adventure, this time to kayak down the Decalacho River. We didn't know quite what to expect, or whether there would be waves at the mouth of the river, but in the event it was calm, so we kayaked all the way over the Busuanga Bay to the El Rio Il Mar resort. They were very surprised to see us appear in a kayak. I don't think that many tourists do this sort of thing. Most just get driven over from the nearby airport and then ferried over to the resort. After a nice lunch, we enjoyed some excellent snorkeling. Snorkeling is one of my favourite pastimes, just gliding along, watching an underground wonderland. Our final adventure was to hire a scooter and drive up the almost deserted road to Cashew Grove and then on to Lac Diane Beach. These are some of the many virtually undiscovered spots on a very interesting island. These are the places we stayed on Busuanga. We didn't want to leave, but eventually we had to. Busuanga reminded us of Malawi in the 1980s. There's so much more to see in this wonderful part of the world in the Philippines, where the people still have such natural smiles and couldn't possibly be more welcoming. Thanks for watching. See you next time.